News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
What a difference a little rain makes. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It's Monday, August 31st, 2015. We must apologize for a little bit of problems with our radio signal this morning. Sounds like we have a little bit of a sixth grade snare drummer going on in the background there. We hope you can abide with it until we get that fixed. Engineers are on the job right now. Always an adventure on Monday mornings. All right. Our newscast this morning is sponsored by NC Design Studio, where they specialize in high-end residential architecture and commercial development, online at ncdesignstudios.com. Light rain dampened some wildfires in far western Montana, while other fires closer to the central part of the state, continue to spread and threaten rural residences. After most fires grew Saturday because of warm, windy conditions, Sunday's weather brought at least cooler temperatures. Rain fell on a fire burning south of Libby, allowing fire managers to lift an evacuation order issued Saturday for 28 rural residences outside the town. Rain also calmed fires burning in Mineral and Missoula counties that had destroyed 5 Forest Service structures earlier. Speaking of that, while preparing to deliver pre-evacuation notices to residents in the Petty Creek area Saturday, Missoula County Sheriff's deputies were instead asked to assist their Mineral County counterparts in helping to evacuate residents in the area in the path of the West Fork Fish Creek Fire Complex. Sergeant Bill Burt has more.
While we were getting that team together and as we were ready to go out and do that, Mineral County called and asked for some assistance with evacuations on Fish Creek. So that team went to Fish Creek and spent the better part of the afternoon doing and completing those evacuations.
Burt said he hoped that more families who live in the wildland-urban interface and in communities where wildfires are a danger could make use of emergency preparedness technology.
There are some other things out there that are really valuable, and I understand the reluctance and maybe some folks not understanding and not wanting to use it, but that Smart 911 system is really helpful to us and to people who live in rural areas in situations like this.
Burt said later in the afternoon they were able to put a second team together to deliver pre-evacuation notices to residents in the Petty Creek area. Air quality has been a major problem in western Montana this summer. Many are wondering if the past week or so was the worst summer for breathing ever recorded. According to meteorologist Chris Gibson, it isn't quite the worst, but it's pretty close.
Looking at things, in 2012 was the last time we had really bad air quality from wildfire smoke for weeks at a time. And so that year, in late August, the serious air quality impact started and lasted about a month, maybe a month and a half. This year we started earlier. Pretty much the whole month of August has been very smoky.
With smoke getting a head start this year, Gibson was asked if he thought the record would be broken.
Yeah, I believe it will. There's still, another month of warm, dry weather potentially. We should see a pattern change next week with some shower activity. That will help, but there's so much fire out there in the woods that it's going to continue to smolder and produce smoke at times for the next few weeks.
2012 saw 29 days of poor air quality, which is the record to beat. 2015 is already well on its way to reclaiming that title. I just checked a moment ago. According to the Missoula County Health Department Air Quality Status Report, as of 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, Missoula Valley air quality is moderate for the short term, about an hour exposure, unhealthy in the long term, cumulative exposure. 17-year-old Helena girl was killed and 3 other people were injured in a 3-vehicle crash north of the city. The Highway Patrol said the victim was southbound on Applegate Drive Thursday afternoon when she turned left onto Lincoln Road in the path of a full-size pickup pulling a fifth wheel. The pickup and camper rotated and landed on top of another passenger vehicle. The driver of that vehicle had to be extricated. The Lewis and Clark County Coroner Mickey Nelson identified the victim as Mariah Nelson Swingley. Her passenger, the driver of the pickup, and the driver of the third vehicle were all taken to St. Peter's Hospital in Helena. Missoula attorney Quentin Rhodes has filed a motion in district court on behalf of a local organization, Advocates for Missoula's Future, to make the recently completed valuation of Mountain Water Company public.
It's our argument that as a judicial filing, it is statutorily defined as a public writing, and Montanans have a constitutional right to see public writings. and there's no individual privacy interest at stake here that could weigh against that, and we think it's almost as open and shut as a case can get.
Rhodes says Judge Karen Townsend, the presiding judge at the Mountain Water trial and all other related proceedings, has no legal reason to keep the information from the public.
We think that she should allow the Advocates for Missoula's Future to intervene and to seek and obtain a copy of that application or statement of just compensation, and that it should be disseminated to the news media so everybody can look at it.
Carlisle Group and Mountain Water have appealed to the Montana Supreme Court to prevent the city from forcing a sale through the use of eminent domain. Rising patient numbers combined with a booming need for more care has created growing demand for more nurses in Montana. The situation has put extra strain on healthcare facilities across the state as they seek to fill the need for nurses. Casey Blumenthal, the Montana Hospital Association, told the Billings Gazette that the nurse shortage is particularly a problem in smaller communities. Montana's growing demand is in line with national trends. A 34-year-old woman has been identified as the pedestrian who was killed when a vehicle failed to stop at a stop sign in the town of Lame Deer. Highway Patrol Trooper Richard Drake said Daisy Rowland of Lame Deer was struck Thursday and killed. The vehicle fled the scene. On Friday, U of M President Royce Engstrom delivered the State of the University address. After praising the school for expanding facilities and research, Engstrom hit on some of the threats facing UM. He described the past 5 years of enrollment as a roller coaster and said the economy seemed to be the biggest factor.
There are no doubt other factors at play: the declining Montana demographic, the popularity of engineering, which we don't have, and keen recruiting competition. The painful part of this trend is that we quickly convinced ourselves that the peak enrollments of 2011 were our new normal, and we've viewed the subsequent decrease in somewhat of a negative light. In hindsight, I think that peak was more of an aberration of the times.
Engstrom closed by saying the next few years would be fast, furious, fun, and rewarding. And finally, I hate to have to talk about this, but it was such a wonderful day at Washington Grizzly Stadium for Montana fans. It was an exciting game, national audience, and then this happened. The U of M Athletic Department has apologized to North Dakota State players, coaches, and staff after a post-game incident Saturday involving a fan who confronted a Bison player on the field when the fans weren't even supposed to be on the field. Fans rushed the field out Saturday after the Grizzlies scored a last-second touchdown to upset the Bison, top-ranked Bison. NDSU said one of the fans confronted Bison running back Chase Morlock and grabbed his face mask. Morlock pushed the fan away. North Dakota State issued a statement saying Morlock would not face any punishment. Montana's statement apologized for what it called, quote, this regrettable incident, and said the school's athletic department is continuing to investigate. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Partly sunny skies today with patchy areas of smoke. High temperatures will be in the low 70s. Tonight, partly cloudy with our lows in the mid-40s. Winds will be breezy with winds as high as 15 miles per hour. I'm meteorologist